Homesteaders, gardeners, and cooks. My name is Jennifer. Welcome to Miles Away Farm, or welcome back. Today we are doing a video in the kitchen on making Greek yogurt. And this is a follow-up to the first video that I have on making homemade yogurt. And Greek yogurt is simply regular yogurt that's been strained. There are other ways that they make it commercially that maybe aren't quite as good. But basically all we're doing for homemade Greek yogurt is we're straining off some of the liquid that's in this yogurt. Very simple. It does increase the amount of protein that's in yogurt when you do this because basically you're just concentrating the solid portion of the yogurt, which is the part that has the most protein in it. And then it's delicious to use. You can use it as a substitute for sour cream. You can use it in recipes that call for Greek yogurt in baking, really lovely in muffin recipes and that kind of thing. And of course, you can just simply use it in your breakfast. It's absolutely delightful. And then what do you do with that leftover whey? Well, you can also bake with that. So you could incorporate that instead of water into a loaf of bread. But what I like to do is just spread it on the garden. It contains some calcium. And so it's really lovely and nutritious to put on plants to add a little extra calcium to the soil so you could put it on your tomatoes. So I usually just spread it out in the garden. Sometimes I also feed it to the dogs. The dogs also really like whey. So really simple Greek yogurt. Let's get started. So traditionally you would use cheesecloth to strain your yogurt to make Greek yogurt. I am using what's called a nutmilk bag here. It's nylon, it's strong, and it's easy to clean and it doesn't hold on to smells. I'm not a huge fan of cheesecloth. I'm scraping off the rich cream top off of this before I strain the rest of it just because I thought it would be too thick to easily strain and I was saving it for another dessert treat. And then I ended up pouring 2 quarts of our beautiful homemade yogurt into this bag. I wasn't sure how much I was going to need. I was going to make some frozen yogurt, and so I just thought I'd go ahead and strain 2 quarts out of the 4 that I made. And you can see this is already pretty thick, and there's nothing in here but milk and yogurt culture that's been incubated. Nice thing about this, they have a nice little string top. And you can see we're already getting whey draining out of our mixture. I just stashed that in the fridge overnight. And the next morning, you can see how much whey we've gotten out of here. And then I'm just gonna scoop our strained, finished Greek yogurt back into a clean mason jar. And a lot of whey strained out of this. And so I ended up being able to get the 2 quarts that I started with back into a single quart jar. You guys, this is almost like butter. It's so rich and delicious. It's just absolutely wonderful. And then I'm going to give that a good tamp down just to try to get some of the air bubbles out of there. And there you have it. Homemade Greek yogurt. It's as simple as that. While I was researching this video, I ran across an alternative way to strain your yogurt to make Greek yogurt that's a little bit fewer dishes. And so I thought I would try it with this extra jar that I had. And in this case, I'm just stirring in that cream top instead of scraping it off. And then I'm just putting this nut bag directly over the jar, putting a ring on it to hold that bag, and obviously this would work with cheesecloth as well. And then just flipping this over into a strainer and letting it sit in the fridge. Jury's out on this. I don't think this is gonna be as effective, but I sure like the idea of fewer dishes. Here's our leftover whey. I've added a little bit of water to this to dilute it. And then I'm pouring it on my pepper plants. Simple enough. If you have critters that like to get into your garden, maybe don't do this. I imagine the smell of that dairy would really attract additional critters. And then giving our bowl a rinse and throwing it on some of my long beans. And that's all there is to it. Homemade Greek yogurt, super easy and definitely worth making yourself. Thanks for watching, Tribe. If you like this kind of content, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, leave me a comment, and share. I have new content coming out every week.